This is the Horse Radio Network.
You just landed in episode 542 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Equestrian Collections. Hi, Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Dr. Wendy Ying. Dr. Ying is co-host of the Driving Radio Show here on the Horse Radio Network and doctor of veterinary medicine who also practices traditional Chinese medicine in her practice, 5 Elements for Animals. She is also an active competitor in the sport of combined driving and also enjoys fox hunting. Today's tip is about the relationship between the bladder meridian and the herb Epimedium. And this is about the raciest conversation you're ever going to hear that's about veterinary medicine. But first, a word from today's sponsor, EquestrianCollections.com. Autumn is here. Time to cash in on Mother Nature's horse-friendly weather and take to the saddle with renewed enthusiasm. In so doing, you'll likely notice a few gaps in you and your horse's fall wardrobes. That turnout sheet that's seen its last roll in the pasture, the fleece vest that is well past vintage and moving swiftly towards ratty. EquestrianCollections.com has what you and your horse need, plus the latest just can't live without fashions for fall. Visit EquestrianCollections.com today for fresh, fashionable, and functional items for your horse. Now, enjoy today's tip.
All right, Glenn, it's your favorite time of the show, my
Chinese medicine update. And today, horny goatweed.
Horny goatweed. So, okay,
Yeah, first of all, does it grow on horny goats?
No, but horny goats are involved. That's how it got named.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Okay, it got named from these goat herders were sitting around, and he was like, and goats are pretty virile. But they just jump up, and goat sex is 2 seconds. It's not like pig sex. Pig sex is 10 minutes.
Well, we're learning things here today.
I know. But goat sex is they're on, they're off, done, go. And goats and sheep can breed 50 girls to one boy. So if you have a goat herd of one boy and 15 girls and nobody's getting pregnant, that's definitely, your boy has a huge problem because that's not too many girls. So this farmer was sitting around.
Why didn't I be born as a goat?
I know.
I miss
No,
my
you don't
calling.
want to be a goat. You want to be a pig.
Oh, yeah, because it lasts longer.
10 minutes.
Did they get 50 of them, though?
I can't remember how many. Because I think they do a lot of, AI.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you kind of get gypped. But at least you get it for a long time. So then this old man came up and said, oh, you can give him this herb. And so he fed him the herb. And the goat went and screwed all the girl goats, and they had tons of babies, so they named it horny goatweed. And in fact, in this Chinese name is Ying Yang Ho. It means horny goat libido. I mean, not horny. It means plant. It means the ho is the plant, the flower, and then yin is the libido, and ying in this instance means goat.
Wow.
Which I was so excited to find out that my name, another word for my name, means goat.
So now they figured out. So it's like Viagra for goats.
So yes, it is. That's why I told you that earlier. It's herbal Viagra, and also this is a formula that they use for people. This Epimedium is the main ingredient, but they make formulas that balance out the energetics of the herbs. So the formula is called Epimedium powder, and we use that in all animals for libido, including humans.
So what does this have to do? This related back to the one we had last week.
Oh, yeah. This is related to the bladder meridian.
Okay.
So besides libido, the bladder and kidney meridian is related to the low back and your genitals and reproductive organs. So Epimedium, which is the English name for horny goatweed, is, or I should just keep calling it horny goatweed, huh?
Yeah. Don't confuse us.
But so that works with the bladder meridian, so it helps with all those things. So it helps with libido, it helps with fertility. So it actually has been scientifically shown to increase sperm production in animals.
Huh.
I didn't look to see if it increased sperm production in men. I don't know how much research they do on that, but anyways, and it also helps with low back pain because it increases your circulation to the low back.
Oh.
And your lumbar area, which is the area that feeds your genitals.
So is it only used for that then, or are there other uses as well?
No, we use it a lot for, actually, I don't always use it for libido issues. I use it more for low back pain. And low back pain, in Chinese medicine in the beginning I talked about the hot and the cold, the energetics like that. So a lot of older animals have cold issues. So they have a cold, low back because they have decreased circulation in their back. So there's a formula that I use for that. So it's like arthritis medicine for low back and hocks for old horses that get cold really easy. Like if you have a horse in the paddock that, oh my God, if it's 50 degrees and rainy, they need their blankets on right away. That's one that has a yang deficiency. They need this herb.
Huh.
And a lot of old stallions, they have decreased libido because their back or their hocks hurt.
So your back feels better and you're hornier.
Exactly. So you're horny and you have the stamina to do something about it.
It is Viagra for
It
hornies.
is. It is. But see, I don't think the regular
It
Viagra
probably won't help your back.
won't
any.
help your back. So the herbal formula is better.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So now, do they sell this to humans too?
Yeah, that's what they.
She brought me a little baggie. I think it's probably horny goat
I
weed
do
for me to
not
try and give a
know.
report next week.
You know what? I thought I wrote down what the human formula is. I have to find out. I don't know what the human formula is. Because,
Now, is this something you can just buy for your animals?
No, you can't just buy it for your animals.
Okay.
You should really go through a veterinarian to diagnose them first because this medicine, remember I said I treat it for cold issues?
Yep.
So it has a lot of warming herbs in it. So if you have an animal that has an arthritis that is not cold related, it's hot related, you can make them worse.
Okay.
So you could see symptoms like panting a lot, or they could be like get skin issues, or they could bleed more. So if they already have an issue that they have high blood pressure, which animals don't usually get high blood pressure, but for example, this could affect that, and then you'd see signs that would just make it worse. That's why you always need to get a diagnosis from a veterinarian before you start herbs.
All right. And do regular vets do that? Would they get you something like this, or would you have to go to a Chinese doctor?
Well, I would say it would be better because when you're dealing with herbs that are hot and cold, it is really better to know if it's a hot or cold disease. And the way we classify diseases, like a regular vet would classify arthritis as arthritis. But in Chinese medicine, we have 4 different types, and we use different medicines to treat those types.
Now, is there a place where people can go find a list of Chinese medicine doctors that are in their area for animals?
Oh, yeah, there's a website. It's TCVM, so traditionalchinesevetmedicine.com.
And they can look it up there.
And you can put in your zip code, and you can find a Chinese medicine doctor through there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, so that's horny goat weed. It really
Horny goat
was for
weed.
horny goats. See, I never knew
It
that.
was.
Well, there you go. Thanks to Wendy and Glenn the Geek. To listen to all of Wendy's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the Experts drop-down menu on the left. You can also go to her website, 5 Elements for Animals. Use the digits 5 and 4, don't spell them out, 5elementsforanimals.com. If you just can't get enough of Wendy and Glenn, you can listen to them every week here on the Horse Radio Network at the Driving Radio Show, drivingradioshow.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover. You can subscribe to all of the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.